Morning, Steven.
Good morning.
Any update on the squad just ahead of this weekend?
Yes, we still will be without Yanis Hadji. Trying to think where we are. Glenn Middleton is close to going out on loan. He had a couple of options to choose from, and I think he's made his decision. I think that'll be announced later today. That's for other people to announce, but he's really close to going out on loan. Kemar Roof is available to come back into the group. Alfredo Morelos is available to come back into the group, although he hasn't trained much, as you know. He's only done one session yesterday and he'll train this morning. Glen Kamara will come back into the squad, and I think that's everyone. Ryan Jack, we've been told to just slow down a little bit on Ryan, so he'll probably be another couple of weeks, all being well.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Mark.
Last year we saw a very adventurous Dundee United, particularly in the 4-0 game at Ibrox. Have your scouting reports they indicated that they'll be adopting a more cautious approach this year?
In terms of Dundee or in terms of us?
In terms of Dundee.
Well, I watched the game that they played up at Pittodrie last week, and just my view and my opinion is it looks as if they're going to try and play a little bit more football out from the back. That was quite evident. Obviously, Charlie Mulgrew's gone into the back four, who is a footballing type defender. I don't know whether that's the reason why. Personnel-wise, they're not very much different from last year, but every manager tries to put their own stamp on things. And the evidence in the first 90 minutes is they're going to try and open up and try and play a little bit more in terms of the build. But having said that, there's still a battle to be won. You know, they've got real midfielders who want to battle and dig in and try and win that midfield area, and they've got quality in the forward positions. So it's a game we're going to have to be ready for mentally on the back of midweek, and we're going to have to go to Tannadice and put in a real strong performance first and foremost, win the battles and win the rivalry first, and then allow our quality to take over.
Stephen, it was announced a couple of days ago that Rangers will have full capacity next week, starting on Tuesday. What's your thoughts on that, and how excited are you to have fans back at full capacity in Ibrox?
Yeah, really excited, not just myself, all the players, everyone connected to the club. You know, I mentioned last week that we've all been craving for a full house. The numbers have been building over the last few weeks of pre-season, and just to have that noise and that roar back was a real special feeling. So to get it back in full capacity and full noise, you know, we're really looking forward to Tuesday. But first things first, we've got a real tough battle on our hands tomorrow before Tuesday. But it is something that everyone connected at the club's really looking forward to. But just so pleased for the fans. They've been patient, they've waited long enough, and I'm sure they're even more excited than us.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
I was just wondering if you could give us an update on Glen Kamara's contract situation. Reports yesterday saying that he's close to signing a new deal. I was wondering if you could update us on that. And secondly, how important is he for you to try and keep at this football club?
He's extremely important to keep at the football club. I think his progress since we took him in from Dundee has been clear for everyone to see. He's gone on to become a real established international player. We know he can handle any football game here. I love the kid, I love the player, and I've made it abundantly clear how much I want him to stay from a personal point of view. There's a real strong, good offer on the table for Glenn. So the speed in which this happens is totally on Glenn. The ball is firmly in his court. The offer's really good from the club. His advisors are happy with the offer. So now it's totally down to Glenn. So I'm sure the question that you just asked me should really go in Glenn's direction, because we're ready, waiting and hoping that it's done as soon as possible.
Stephen, there's obviously 3 big games coming up over the next 7 days, each with their own unique importance. Do you see yourself having to lean into the squad a little bit more to be able to try and give them the best opportunity to maximise their involvement and contribution?
Yeah, I think the challenges in the next 7 days are no different to how it's going to be for the majority of the season. You know, if you go back to pre-Livingston, you're looking at Livingston, Malmo, and then Dundee. That's a difficult week as well. That's being part of Rangers, and that's how we want it. We should be excited by them challenges that we've got to face and try and get over. I couldn't really tap into my squad as much as I would have liked to on Tuesday night. Obviously we had to name certain players in the squad who we knew weren't going to be available to us. That's the way it was. But I didn't really have the experience and the options on the bench that I would have liked. Hopefully that'll change as from tomorrow in terms of Dundee, and then it'll improve again on Tuesday night. So hopefully we've got better options to handle next week than we have done the previous 7 days.
Saturday will be your 173rd game in charge as Rangers manager, which is a huge amount in such a short period of time. How much focus do you put on the small margins within your planning and preparations to ensure that you can make each player the best versions of themselves?
Yeah, I think detail is very important. We're always looking for marginal gains and the small little steps we can take individually and collectively in terms of the group. It's not just about coming into work and doing a group session and then waiting for the next game. We're very much a coaching staff that has one-to-one meetings where we have certain coaches who look after certain units. For example, I'm sitting down with 2 midfielders after this press conference in terms of going over clips and individual stuff. So it is non-stop, around the clock in terms of, you know, giving everyone the support that they need, and making sure we can try and improve all these players in any way, shape or form we can. So yeah, there's a lot of detail, a lot of time that goes into it, and thankfully I've got a real staff who are thorough with everyone, and hopefully that comes out in our performances, because that's what it's about at the end of the day.